everyone. Welcome back to Lash Boss Radio. I'm Shelby, your host, and today I'm joined by Perschke. She is Lash Vacay on Instagram. You guys have probably seen her recent launch of her new lash line with the cutest branding ever. But I'm so excited to bring her on today to talk about that launch, brown lashes trending, and so much more. So welcome to the show, Erica.
Thank you so much, Shelby. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so excited to have you on. Oh my gosh. You have so much to be celebrating right now because you had such a successful launch with your new lash line, which is such a huge accomplishment and very hard to do. So huge congratulations to you on that. Before we get into that, could you tell us a little bit just about you and just your timeline really in the industry so far?
Yeah, so I've been in the industry for it's like 7 or 8 years now, and I started off just like not really knowing what I wanted to do. I went to aesthetic school and I kind of found my way to lashes there, and I just never really looked back to anything else. And I started working in a salon in Old Town Scottsdale for about 3 years, and then I went off on my own. I felt a little stagnant, so I wanted to start my own thing, and Lash Vacay was born. So now I'm working in a salon suite in Lightheart Studios.
I love it. And what does Lash Vacay mean to you? Because I remember you explaining this when I met you at the retreats, but can you share about the name?
Yeah, so I really wanted well, first off, I love vacation. Who doesn't love vacation? So and when I think of lashes, you just are kind of like getting away. You're getting a little getaway when you're getting your lashes done. You're laying down, maybe you're sleeping, maybe you're a mom and you need some time off. And so I really wanted it to be like a luxury like getaway for my clients. And when I ventured into doing product lines, like I wanted the products to be like easy to work with. Like it needs to be like a getaway from like the everyday lashing of like products that maybe are difficult to use. So I just want everything to be a breeze, whether you're a client or you're a customer with the products. And yeah, when we went on Lash Boss Summit, I was like, this is perfect. This is a lash vacay.
Yeah, Lash Boss Retreats, you mean?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. You went on all 4 retreats and then, um, you guys, she had some of the products with her and was taking photos in all of these really iconic spots, and I've mentioned it on the podcast already before, but it was so cool to witness, and then, seeing those photos, like, end up in some of your, promo material was cool too.
Yes, thank you. When I first like thought of the idea, I was like, this is like perfect. But once I was there, it kind of like morphed into like what it was supposed to be. And I was just like, I was so thankful for that opportunity to go and to just it all like worked out for my launch and with the Lash Boss retreats. Like I don't know how destiny did that, but
I
it
know.
worked out.
Yeah, it was so cool. Okay, so yes, let's talk about the launch of your product line. So, what are some things that came up that you didn't really foresee, or like, was there anything unexpected in the process, or anything that was harder or easier than you would have originally thought?
Um, yeah, so I would say like for the launch, any launch, like I've done a launch for my black lashes and my bronze collection, and figuring out Shopify was very hard for me. So I would say like anyone who wants to do a launch of any sort and you've never worked with Shopify, like hire somebody. So that was a little difficult and very, very stressful. So any going forward, if I launch anything else, I'm going to be hiring somebody to make that work seamlessly and do my idea for like my website. Cause I have ideas, I have like visions of how I want things. And if it's not turning out like it, I get upset.
Mhm. Yeah.
So that was one thing that was a learning curve, and just making sure that all the product was there on time and like choosing a date. Like you have to just like choose a date and even if you don't feel like you're ready, like, go for it because what I've learned from myself, if I'm like, "I just need to get everything ready, and then I'll choose a date," I'm not it's gonna be prolonged.
Right.
So, that was another lesson for me.
When you were still conceptualizing and probably testing the different stuff, what were you looking for exactly, um, within the products? Like, what things were you looking for the lashes to feel like and work like?
Yes, that's a good question. So I really wanted the lashes to not like have like a fake like blue shiny hue to the black lashes. And I only use point oh 0.03, so like the point oh 0.03 feel is really important for me. I don't want it to feel like thick. And I wanted it to pull off the strip really easy, and when I dip it into the adhesive, I want it to not be boxy. So just yeah, those were the things because I do flower bouquet method, and pulling it off the strip is really important for it to be, like, seamless, and then when you dip it in the adhesive for it to, like, snatch. So those were the type of things I was looking for.
Mhm. I'm sure that wasn't easy to, like, find something that had everything that you needed in one thing.
And yeah, one thing I will say too is, like, I had a list, like a check mark list of what I was looking for, and every time I would message a manufacturer, I would send that, and I'd be like, do you have a product like this?"
Wow.
So, yeah, I made it
So
easier.
so you launched your black, lashes, and then you very recently just launched your bronze collection with 4
Mhm.
shades. They are gorgeous.
Thank
We
you.
ordered all 4 shades. We are so excited to try them out. I showed some of the girls in my salon too, and they're super pumped about it too because surprisingly, there's not a ton of brown lashes in the lash industry. It's such
No.
a, like, kind of untapped market. Like, a lot of lash artists are starting to really dive into browns, but then they're noticing that they're not finding a lot of variations or things
Yeah.
to choose from. So, yeah, talk to us about the brown shades.
Yes, so all of my shades are, like, vacay themed and even Tuscan Merlot, it's inspired from Tuscany. It's like a reddish brown shade and, like, on our Lash Boss Retreats,
Mhm.
trip. So, yeah, I think it's a definitely an untapped market, and I'm so excited because now I'm like, "I think this is, like, what I wanna do." I think this is kind of my niche. I love brown lashes, and even with me, like, brown lashes made such a difference. My hair is kinda red now, but I had blonde hair before, and the black lashes just it completely drained my eyes, like, there was no color in my eye, like, I would smile and you would just see the lashes.
Mhm.
And that doesn't happen to everybody, but it happens to a lot of people, especially if they have, like, fair skin, or lighter features, more, like, low contrast features, and once I tried brown lashes, it was just, like, night and day, like, wow, like, this actually enhanced my features, and I've been convincing my clients to try them too, and they all love it. And the thing with brown lashes too is, like, it does matter the shade because some people are more, like, warm tone versus cool tone. So if you put, like, a warm tone shade on a cool tone person, it's not gonna look that great.
Yeah.
I mean, depending, but,
Yeah.
like, usually, like, people that's when they're like, "Oh, can we go back to black?" Because subtly, like, their mind knows, like, it doesn't really complement them. And, I think that's really important to know with, like, the brown lashes, like, it does matter on the shade, and you have to be able to see that in your clients too, so
Right.
one brown doesn't fit all.
So, how do you decide which brown to use on a person? Do you wait until they're kind of sitting with you and you just pull the lash tray up next to their face, or how do you do that?
You can do that, it's gotten easier since I've met Carrie with Luca Lash, I took
Yes.
her training. She's the mesmerize technique queen, and so I kinda learned some color analysis through her, and after you do it a couple times, you can definitely, like, see in your client, "Oh, this person's more cool toned than warm tone," or vice versa. She did it on me too, I'm warm tone, shocker. So I kinda, like, changed my, like, outfits and my hair because 'cause I'm like, "Okay, this fits me better."
Yeah, oh my gosh. No, I just interviewed her the other day and she brought Lash Vacay up because, mixing in her subtle color with browns and with blacks. She mentioned your, new brown line too and everything, but yeah, she's brilliant, and, I think that in 2025, and this is what she was saying, that she thinks that we're gonna be seeing a lot more, customization and stuff, but also just you must have noticed this too, and that's probably why you brought in all of these different shades of brown, that brown is probably really going to have a bigger moment in 2025.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, and I'm here for it. That's why I released multiple shades. I was like, there needs to be more than just one. Although one of my shades, the beach bronze, is pretty like neutral, so it can go both ways. And I
Yeah,
think that's to know, like, if you're a lash artist and you're doing brown lashes on your clients, like, if you aren't sure, there are more neutral shades you can go with that they're probably gonna like, but one's gonna lean more one way or the other. One's gonna fit them more,
right,
warm or cool toned.
right. What I liked about your different ones is, like, you can see distinct differences, but it wasn't like when you order browns from certain places and their browns are vastly different than each other, and it's like, well, none of these really work. Yours are to the point where, like, the differences are clear but subtle enough to where it's not like it doesn't feel that same way where it's like, "Okay, well, this is way too dark, this is way too light, this is way too warm."
Yeah.
It I don't know if you did that on purpose, but it I just noticed, like, these are really cool colors.
I wanted it to be subtle and I wanted, like, variety too, so, like, all the shades can pretty much go with each other, but there are some that are warm tone, and then there's some that are cool toned, and, like, golden hour, for example, like, if you can add that for some texture, that's kind of like a supporting color in my eyes, unless you have somebody who, like, it is perfect for them. So, like, golden hour, you can add that to add some warmth into, like, beach bronze or whatever, and just to kinda give variety,
Yeah.
but yeah, and also, like, the quality of the brown lashes really, was important for me because I've tested a lot of brown lashes, and they feel a little different than the black lashes do.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. No, I'm really excited. I haven't got to use it on a model yet. I haven't got to do a model in a few weeks now, but I'm when I get my hands on a model, I cannot wait to pull those out and try.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait for me to see that, like, I
Yeah,
tag me, please, I wanna see
I
that,
will.
the res
I will. I did use your black lashes in a video, a couple months ago, I think.
yes.
And yeah, that was really fun. I was
It looks so good.
Thank you. Yeah, I was, like, on a roll doing a bunch of models for a minute, and then I kinda fell off, but yeah.
Yeah, and, like, the music video
Yeah,
series you have going on, I absolutely love it.
thank
Please
you.
keep doing it, I love it.
Okay, I will. Thank you so much. So, another thing I wanna ask you about, a lot of people compliment, like, your packaging and everything, that has a lot to do with branding. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because even the room that you're in right now is, like, super cute and very on brand. So,
You.
just talk to us how you look at branding, for your own company.
Yeah, so when I, like, thought of Lash Vacay immediately, I don't know, maybe 'cause, my favorite color is green or pink, and green goes really well with pink, I've always liked that combo. Um,
Have you seen
it
Wicked?
Yes, my nails are green because of Wicked, but
Well,
yeah,
she's like, "Pink goes good with green."
I know, I heard that, I was like, "I need to make that into a reel,
Yeah,
like,
you
for
do. Mm.
Lash." But I think too with branding, like, you have to make it really authentically you, and that's kind of, like, how it's snowballed into what it is now because everything that I've chosen for my branding, I love so much, and I genuinely, like, I just wanna see, like, my brand flourish because I have so many ideas for it. So, like, I thought of the name Lash Vacay and like, when I think of vacay, I think of tropical vacay, and it's kind of funny because 'cause I've never really been on a tropical vacay. It's just, like, one of those vacays that I wanna go on so bad, but I just haven't yet.
Mm.
So, I kinda made my room to be, like, pink and green, tropical, like, think of Hawaii or, like, Tulum or something like that, and, yeah, I just kept thinking of ideas, and when I so, like, my branding was always pink and green, but I did hire a graphic designer to help me rebrand and make it more polished, and I think that really helped, and to add some supporting colors too, like this yellow, like a gold color as well, like, that goes really good with it as
I'm also hearing that you don't wait for it to be necessarily completed before you do it. Like, you had one version of it, and then you hired someone later and polished it even more. And
Mhm.
then when you talked about the launch too, you were like, "This is the date, and we're going for it." I
Yeah.
think that that's a really nice message for people to hear, is that it doesn't have to be perfect before it gets put out, because you could always make changes and adjust it as needed later.
Exactly. And speaking of that too, when I hired my, graphic artist, I paid for the top tier package she had, and it include packaging, like rebranding, and graphics, like my logo, everything. And I worked with her on that, but she'd never worked with a lash artist before and putting it on a package. So the stuff she was giving me, I loved, but when it actually went on the package, like the lashes were on it, I was like, it doesn't really make sense. Like it's clashing. Like so I invest a lot of money in that, and it came out like not how I was expecting, and I was a little, like, taken back by that. I was a little, like, discouraged, but then I ended up taking her graphic designs that she gave me. I did reach out to her and see if, like, she could redo it, but it would have been, like, the whole process over again. So, I used the graphics that she gave me, and I went on Canva, and, like, with my own vision of how I wanted the packaging, I used those graphics to create the current box that it is.
Wow.
So yeah, so it was kind of trial and error, and just I got other people's opinions on it too, and, like, for the original version, and they said the same thing that I was, like, kinda concerned for, so I was like, "Okay, it's not just me, let me, like, reimagine how this is gonna be."
Mhm.
And, yeah, I just, like, recreated it on Canva, and it wouldn't be what is if I hadn't hired her, so I don't regret hiring her at all. It wasn't, like, the graphic artist's fault, it was just a miscommunication and both of us not having the experience, but, yeah, like, it's definitely a learning lesson, and, you just have to take it in stride and, like, push yourself forward, like, even me doing this podcast right now too, it's like I'm a little nervous, but you just have to, like, do it and, like, push yourself forward because this is what you wanna do.
I think it also, when you put something out like this, you see the support that it gets, and like the people that are coming and purchasing the product or service from you. You see that, and then you get their feedback even, and then can build on it more and more. Like, the first thing that you create doesn't have to be the last iteration of it. It can just evolve and grow as,
Yeah.
and then your supporters and customers will also give feedback too, which is a really cool aspect of this. Um, how has the support been for the brand so far?
It's been really good, and I'm everything that I love about the lashes, I keep hearing back in the feedback too, so I it's kind of validating. I'm like, "I'm not crazy, like, this actually is working." So, everyone that has reached out and, like, gave feedback, it's been all positive, never anything negative, and they all just say the same things, like, the base is just snatch, and it's so easy to work with, like, their work has improved. And that was one thing that was huge for me is, like, when I started testing the specific lash, my work improved overnight, and I was kind of blown away by it, like, our products that we're using really does make a difference in our sets, and even with our clients, like, our clients can tell the difference if they're, like, snatched bases versus a boxy base, they pick at it more.
Right. And it's something that, like, you wouldn't know that unless you tried it, where, like, if you're using, if you're using a product line that isn't optimal for certain reasons, if you're ever, like, using something like a tweezer even or a certain adhesive that you come across one day, you're like, "I don't know how I ever lashed without this." It's kind of like that, like, when you find, um, a product that works with you instead of
Against
otherwise.
you.
Yeah. It makes all the difference in your work for both just, like, speed and just also how it looks.
Definitely, and even one of the renters in here too, Jess, we like, whenever we go on vacation, we, like, share clients, so she comes to or her clients come to me whenever she's out of town, and she's like, "I love working over your work, like, it's the easiest to work over." This was, like, 2 years ago, and then when I switched to my current lashes, she was like, "I don't know what you did, but your work has gotten better, and I didn't even know that was possible." And
Wow.
I was like, "I didn't change anything, it was just the lashes, like, it was just, like, the consistency that the lashes gave me."
Mhm.
So, it's kind of amazing, like, the feedback and just yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Do you plan to bring on other products? Like, do you have anything coming up that you can share or not yet?
I have ideas, I definitely wanna do adhesive and, like, glue palettes because I love glue trays, that's kind of what I use. Um, I don't have anything that I can share right now, and then I have, like, visions, like, future for Lash Vacay, that is, like, maybe grandiose, but we'll see, I love it, like, I wanna keep, like, thinking that is a possibility and manifest that for me.
Yeah.
So, I don't wanna say it yet, but maybe you'll see it
Yeah.
happen.
Your glue palettes, I wonder if they could make you one where, like, it's the top of a, palm tree because that would be really nice to
Really cute and
use.
on brand. I thought of that too. Like,
Yeah.
if it doesn't make it too complicated, I would love to do that.
So I've been asking this in a lot of recent interviews just because we're coming into a new year, but, what do you see, for our industry in 2025?
I definitely see more brown lashes making a wave and becoming the new norm. I don't think black lashes will ever be, like, discarded. I think black lashes are here to stay for sure, but brown lashes, more clients and even, like, in the makeup industry, like, the clean girl aesthetic and more natural is becoming more in, and I think brown lashes are going to be a new wave, and I'm really excited for the color analysis aspect of it as well because that does make a difference, like, you can't just choose any brown lash and be, like, expecting the same results on everybody, and I've really used that color analysis and simplified it for brown lashes, just without, like, the additional color.
Right.
So I hope that kind of those 2 things make a wave in the industry coming 2025, and I already see it happening.
Same. Yeah. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think we're seeing a lot of, like, more natural looking sets, more stuff that is more complimentary and, like Carrie had said, Luca Lash, she was saying a lot of more personalization, and I'm like, "Yes, exactly." Stuff that isn't just because honestly, even just a couple years ago, we were all just using black lashes on everybody, and now we're starting to see that's not the case anymore. Um,
Ex
Lash lifts too, I see as being huge for 2025.
And I did see a new trend, and I really wanna try it. It's like a lash lift effect for lash extensions. I think it might be like point oh 0.07, like, single lashes or maybe, like, 2.07s, and it looks like a lash lift, but it's extensions,
That's
or,
cool.
like, hyper realistic
Yes.
extension.
Yeah, white flamingo lash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, she's
So,
doing it.
kinda wanna try that. That sounds really cool.
Yes. I don't know if you saw there was somebody that did a half and half set. It was like The front half was the front half was a lash lift, this half was extensions, the outer half.
Like an actual lash lift?
Yeah, like, it was they put the shield
Mm.
on and did a pro they were processing the inner half while they were doing extensions on the outer half. Isn't that
That is
interesting?
really cool. I've
Yeah.
never seen that is a really, like, creative idea. I
Yeah,
like it.
but I feel like you'd have to redo that, but I mean, it's a half set, so it wouldn't take too long to, like, take that off, and you'd have a whole hour to process, doing a removal and then doing the rest of the half set while you're doing the inner half of the eye. That's I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll try it maybe. We'll see.
Wouldn't have to do the lash lift every time because lash lifts last a while.
Yeah, I think you'd only have to do it, like, every 2nd or 3rd time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
we'll see. Okay, last question. What are your plans or goals for 2025 for yourself as a lash artist?
So I really wanna go to Lash Boss Summit. I haven't gone yet, and I've been wanting to, so I'm definitely gonna go this year, and hopefully see some of the Lash Boss Retreat friends that we
Oh, yeah.
made over there, and, I wanna sign up for the, competition.
Oh my gosh, please do.
Yeah, but I had a question, so, like, for the colored portion of it, does that include brown
Yeah,
lashes, or could you do brown lashes with the other?
you
'Cause
could do brown lashes with any of them, but you could also just do it for the colored category too.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't signed up for any, like, lash competitions before, so I would love to do that and see, where that takes me, and as far as, like, classes, I haven't really, like I've taken so many courses, I think I'm coursed out at the moment. My last course was, the mesmerized technique, and I absolutely loved that, so I'm gonna focus on, like, incorporating that and customizing my sets that way, and just collaborating with other lash artists, like, I have a few things in the works that I'm really excited for 2025. I don't wanna say them, but definitely collabing with other lash artists and creating something big and forming, like, connections with them.
Before I let you go, is there any parting thoughts you can give to the listeners just as we're heading into this new year?
Yeah, so anytime I second guess myself or, like, I have a vision of what I want my career to be or what I wanna do within my career, or just even in life, I always have, like, those second guesses where I'm like, "I wanna do this, but what about this?" I always add that "but" in there, and I've trained myself now to whenever I say I wanna do something, but there's this or that or the other, I just tell myself, "Okay, that's me telling myself I need to do this." So I just ignore the buts, just do what your heart calls to you, and it literally has never led me astray, like, it's where I am today, and it's never steered me wrong.
Yes, because it could also be, but what if it goes right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Turn it positive.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes you got to be thankful for those thoughts that come up because it's like, well, there's going to be a solution to every but that comes up. So, like, yeah,
Mhm.
let's go through every but, and I have an answer for each one.
Exactly, like, when I first started lashing, I don't know why I had this fear of, like, not having health insurance. I think it's kind of ingrained to us, at a young age or just growing up, like, you need to have a career that gives you good health insurance, and I almost, like, didn't even start my career into lashing because I was scared I wasn't gonna have health insurance, and I got this amazing opportunity for the salon that I worked at in Old Town, and I was like, "Ah, but what about the health insurance?" And then I was like, I'm 24, like, I've been healthy, like, I'm just gonna try it, and I can always go back if I need health insurance. Plus, I was on my dad's health insurance, so, like, I was thinking, like, way ahead in the future,
Right.
and if I hadn't have done that, and if I kept playing it safe, like, I wouldn't be here.
Yep.
I wouldn't have been able to travel a month in Europe with you.
N-
Like, there's so many opportunities that have come from just me going for it.
Right. I totally agree. I'm the same way. And yeah, I think a lot of us went out and took risks and are thankful that we did in the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then if anybody wants to purchase from you from either your featherbed collection or your new bronzed collection, where can they do that?
So they can go to lashvacay.com and purchase my either of those collections there. Also on Instagram, Lash Vacay at Lash Vacay. A lot of my products are tagged in my reels, so that's like an easy way to access it. But those are the two main
Perfect.
ways.
I will put links in the show notes to both of those. So if anybody listening wants to check that out, you can head there. But thank you so much for coming on today and sharing with us. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much, Shelby. It was so fun.
Yay.